think it's really important to kind of touch on what makes global mortgage special, and as it relates to, sort of financing options in general in the marketplace for foreigners in Mexico. And really, this is not a very prevalent business. There are not a lot of players in this space, and global mortgage is very unique. So there are a couple of sort of loan brokers who will broker mortgages to Mexican banks and help foreigners sort of navigate through the process in order to make that happen. There's one bank that does direct lending. And I want to just talk about the key differences between all of those other options, which is why foreigner financing hasn't been prevalent for the last couple of decades, and global mortgage. So first and foremost, from the standpoint of security and safety, we do a lot of property diligence on behalf of our clients, right? So we require a title search, in some cases, title insurance, and we facilitate that process. We also require an appraisal. And in Mexico, there's a couple of different types of appraisals. So we use a commercial appraisal to determine the value, which is really important to the client to understand, hey, like, would you buy a house in the United States without an appraisal? Probably not, right? So why would you do that in Mexico? Would you buy a house in the United States without title insurance? Probably not. So why would you do that in a foreign country? And believe it or not, these are the things that happen when you pay cash or when you don't work with a reputable financial institution like Global Mortgage. So one of the other key pieces from a security perspective is the financing itself. So our mortgages are not exotic at all. In fact, people call them boring, which I think is pretty fun. And that's exactly how they should be, right? So all of our loans have a fixed interest rate. The loans are originated in US dollars and they're serviced in US dollars via our US servicing or sub-servicing entity. And what that means is that we get to report interest that you paid on that mortgage to the Internal Revenue Service. So you can potentially, you should check with your tax advisor, but you can deduct that interest on your taxes. The US and Mexico have a treaty against double taxation, and Global Mortgage is the only one that actually services these mortgages and these loans in the United States. We don't expect clients to make a single loan payment until they actually close the transaction. And you might say, well, like, of course, but some of the other lenders or the other mortgage loan brokers who broker these loans to Mexican banks require you to start making payments on a loan before you actually close and get the keys to that house. I know it sounds crazy, but that literally is what exists in the marketplace. This is another way that Global is very, very different. There are no other lenders. The other Mexican bank lenders do not offer fixed interest rates under any circumstance ever. And all of our mortgage interest rates are totally fixed. So you don't have the interest rate risk. You don't have the foreign exchange risk because they're originated and serviced in US dollars. Right. And then I think the other important thing to understand is that Global Mortgage is a licensed, regulated, and audited financial institution, a bank. Really, we're regulated by the Bank Commission and also CONDICEP, which is kind of like the Consumer Finance Protection Bureau in the US. And those two regulators in particular, we're accountable to 4 other ones in addition to those two. But those two regulators in particular require that we not only, they look at how we do business, how we operate, and what sort of diligence we take on a day in and day out basis with our customer information. But they also require that we monitor the performance of the asset as long as the asset is held. So for the entire 25 years, if that's how long our customers decide to make their regular payment as scheduled for the full 25-year term, we're responsible for ensuring that we remain in touch with you and that we know exactly what's going on with that asset. And I think that's really, really critically important. We are very much our client's partner, not only during the escrow process, leading up to the closing, whether that's purchase or refinance, but we're also partnering with our clients for the long term. We are interested in promoting successful home ownership for foreigners in Latin America. And I think that's a really important piece to consider. Further, Global Mortgage loans have the convenience of a one-pay program. So this is similar to an impound account in the United States. But if you don't already own property in Mexico, you might not know that paying property taxes on your Mexican property is a little bit more arduous than it is in the United States, right? So you remit global mortgage clients remit with their regular principal and interest payment a portion of their property taxes, of their fiduciary annual fees. That's your fee to Camiso, annual trust fee to the fiduciary, your homeowner's insurance premium, right? All of that kind of lumped in together with a couple of other items into one easy payment. And then Global Mortgage's team, our subservicing team, in-house is remitting payments and ensuring that your taxes are paid on time, that your fiduciary is paid on time, meaning your fee to Camiso stays active and you don't have any collateral risk, so on and so forth. So I think there's a lot of value in that. And that really differentiates us from really anyone else that's offering these types of services across Mexico and across Latin America. So I would just advise for anyone that has questions about the bank commission or Condicef or the way that Global Mortgage provides support and partnership to our clients for the life of that transaction for the full 25 years, I would just advise, please just reach out to us. Visit our website. You can look at some of the frequently asked questions. You can look at other customers' reviews about working with Global Mortgage. And you can also reach out to one of our mortgage advisors and have a conversation. We're here to do exactly that. And we'd love to chat with our clients each and every day.